Good morning and welcome to the lecture on global news. This is a continuation of a lecture we had yesterday where we looked at the politics of global news. In today's lecture, I am going to be focusing on the economics of global news, how increasingly news and entertainment are blurring and creating a new kind of news, which the phenomena is sometimes described as infotainment. I will look at why it has happened, where it has emerged from, and how it has been globalized, and finally I will be reflecting on what are the implications when news becomes a commodity, implications for public sphere, implications for democratic discourse, implications for the future of journalism. So, let me start with a title of a book called Amusing Ourselves to Death. Now, this is a book which was published in early 1980s, and the book was written by Neil Postman, who was a very well-known media educationist based at the New York University. And he was very concerned about what was happening to public discourse in the United States, primarily because of the economic pressures under which media organizations and news organizations particularly worked. So, in the 1980s, Postman came up with a thesis, and hence the title of his book, that the public discourse in the United States is increasingly driven by entertainment. He was particularly concerned about television, because television, even today in 2016, remains the most important global media, despite massive expansion of the internet. But if you look at the global picture, the most important media even today is television. So, television has become the background radiation of the social and intellectual universe. That's what Postman said. He was also concerned about the epistemology of television, the knowledge system of television. He argued that it militated against deeper knowledge and understanding, as television's conversations promote incoherence and triviality, as television speaks in only one persistent voice, the voice of entertainment. The very medium of television, he argued, is therefore epistemologically compromised. Television does not extend or amplify literate culture, it attacks it. Okay. The book was published in 1985. This was the age before satellite TV had become big. Even in the United States, let alone internationally, there was no internet. Right? Even then, some people like Neil Postman were concerned about what was happening to the public discourse in the United States. If we fast forward to more recent years, say 1990s onwards, there has been an interesting shift, and this is a structural shift, in the sense that increasingly news operations are owned by corporations whose primary interest is not in news, whose primary interest is in entertainment. Okay? The phenomena starts in the United States, and as I will discuss, then globalizes. So, for example, if you think of CBS News, one of the most conservative, well-regarded network television news in the United States, it's was until recently part of Viacom, a major entertainment conglomerate with many properties, notably MTV, the most successful television channel in the world. ABC News is part of Disney. Primary interest of Disney is not in news, it's in entertainment, and in this case particularly children's entertainment. CNN, of course, the network which actually created the idea of 24/7 news is part of Time Warner, a major media conglomerate. And of course, Fox News, which has become very important in the United States and arguably changed the broadcast journalism culture in the US, is part of News Corporation, which is Rupert Murdoch's media conglomerate. So there is a structural shift. The main news channels are now part of big media conglomerates whose primary interest is not in news. And this shift in ownership has also affected the kind of stories which get picked up by news media. Stories about celebrities, for example, stories from popular culture, which feed into the entertainment networks. Right? There's a kind of synergy between entertainment properties of these conglomerates and their news operations. So that's another, if you like, major structural change which has impacted on news operations. Then there is there's another very important factor, and that is fragmentation of audiences. It's an interesting paradox that at a time where news networks have proliferated, it has also led to fragmentation of audiences, which also means fragmentation of advertising revenue. Also at a time when general interest in news is declining, particularly among the young population. Many young people do not, and if we're talking about television news, are not watching television news regularly. They're getting their news from other sources, whether it's online sources or social media, but they're not regularly watching television news. In the US, the decline is substantial. From its peak, the three major networks when they had 85% of the audience, it had declined to 29% by 2005. The figure is even lower today. So there is constant decline. If you look at this is a kind of longitudinal figure to show how the ratings for evening news have declined in the United States. And this is ABC World News Tonight, CBS Evening News, and NBC Nightly News, the three leading news networks and their main programs in the United States. There is a fourth problem, which is that within media organizations, the relationship between the management and editorial side has also changed. Editorial staff are much weaker today than the managers. So in other words, managers are setting the news agenda rather than the other way around. So this is something which has happened in the US for last 20 years. But given that the US is so powerful, what happens there in their media has an impact around the world. And so therefore, the whole idea of public broadcasting has been undermined because of this trend in news operations. So there are questions about how new technology can be deployed to protect public broadcasting, because public broadcasting in many countries is being undermined by commercial challenges, to the extent that some people argue that the idea of broadcasting itself is redundant. We may be better advised to talk about narrowcasting. So you are interested in particular country or particular theme or particular sports star or celebrity or whatever, you just get that information. It's narrowcasting rather than broadcasting. Traditionally, broadcasting used to be a national phenomenon. Television was a national phenomenon. But with globalization, that's not the case. Increasingly, the market is global and therefore the product is global. And because there is so much pressure on news operators to keep retaining their marketplace and expanding it, consolidating it, there is a trend, increasing trend towards presenting news in an entertaining manner. So there's a move from information to infotainment. Now, infotainment is a phrase which came up in the 1980s, became a buzzword, emerged in the United States. It refers to an explicit genre mix of information and entertainment in news and current affairs programming. It has even entered Oxford English Dictionary, which defined it as broadcast material which is intended both to entertain and to inform. Yeah, so we are focusing on television news in this lecture. In the future lectures, I'll be talking about internet and other things too. So how do we understand this phenomena, this shift from journalism to entertainment-driven journalism, increasingly hostage to big corporate interests? So we have to look at how actually news works in a marketplace, because news is also a commodity which needs to be sold in an increasingly competitive and crowded market. So here I am drawing on some work done in the United States, which looked at how this phenomena takes place in a very US context, but actually the argument that study raises are relevant to many other situations. So news in a marketplace. Decision making process among news directors about what information to offer as news depends on various factors. Now here, news directors in this study are journalists or editors. So on any given day, there are millions of events that take place around the world. Someone picks certain number of these stories, this raw information, converts into news, and then puts it out on their networks. What are the factors in that? Audience interests. Is our viewership interested in this particular story? How much does it cost to assemble that story? Remember, it's a market logic, so that's a very important consideration. Readers, viewers' expectations about their treatment of the news. Are they bothered very much what's happening in southern Sudan? Do they know where southern Sudan is? Yeah. So what level of detail we need to provide in our reporting? Likely actions of their competitors. Who else is covering it? How are they covering it? How they might cover it would influence how we will cover it. Then this study also makes an interesting distinction between soft and hard news. And soft news is defined here as programs with low levels of public affairs information. Right? So, a celebrity has a haircut, so very little public interest, but it makes the news, and then it's repeated 24/7 around the world. As against hard news with high levels of public affairs information. So, GST in India would be a good story. Now, GST is a complex story. How do you make it sexy? How do you make it entertaining? Soft, entertaining news is likely to fare better in a market-led system where broadcasters sell audiences to advertisers. This is a crucial point. They are selling your time, your attention to the advertisers. So, therefore, soft, entertaining news is preferable to hard, non-entertaining news. Why it sells? Soft news programs will be more prevalent if advertisers value those viewers more highly. So, young people, relatively speaking, are more susceptible to advertising. When you get to my age, your ideas are formed. You're not going to sleep outside the street as some young people do in London to buy their latest iPhone. I will wait for a few months and buy. So, that's the difference. So, the youth is a very important demographic for this. If programmers pay less for soft news, then they will be more likely to program this type of information. Cost is very important. Remember, we are discussing marketization of news. So, the logic of market would apply in everything, including how much does it cost to make a program. As the number of channels increases, the number of soft news programs will increase. Right? Look at the Indian case, 400 news channels, lot of entertainment on them. The number of soft news shows grows as the number of viewers attracted to this genre increases. So, think of the genre of reality TV, which is relatively new phenomena. And it's not just an entertainment section, it's also a news section. Now, what's happening on Big Brother or its version around the world gets into the news, right? It's interesting phenomenon. So, what does it mean then? It creates its own self-perpetuating cycle. I'm quoting here from this study. As the number of viewers attracted to programs with low public affairs content increases, profits from offering this type of programming will attract more channels into this market. As the number of viewers of soft news programming increases, holding other factors constant, programmers will find it more profitable to offer shows with low public affairs content to attract these viewers. The study was published in the United States. The book which came out of the study was called All the News That's Fit to Sell: How the Market Transforms Information into News. It's a very American study, but actually very interesting, because it raises some questions which are relevant in many, many other situations, because the basic logic of marketization applies to most media systems around the world today. Now, this has led to a lot of debate in academic circles, particularly about what it does to the public discourse. If too much soft news is on the agenda, what happens to public, or hard news, which is more relevant for most people? Here are some reactions. This is from Michael Tracy, who's written a very important work on public service broadcasting. He's worried about how this kind of infotainment-driven news is dumbing down the populace. Linguistic poverty and therefore a mental and moral poverty. Daytime soaps, tabloid television, the trivialization of public discourse, and evangelism of the ephemeral, the celebration of the insignificant, and the marginalization of the important. Here is another complaint by Todd Gitlin, who is a professor at Columbia, from a book published in 2002. The torrent is seamless, a collage of back-to-back stories, talk show banter, fragments of ads, soundtracks of musical snippets. Even as we click around, something feels uniform, a relentless pace, a pattern of interruption, a pressure towards unseriousness, a readiness for sensation, an anticipation of the next new thing. Whatever the diversity of texts, the media largely share a texture, even if it is maddeningly difficult to describe. Real and unreal, present and absent, disposable and essential, distracting and absorbing, sensational and tedious, emotional and numbing. Now, so far I've talked about the US case because it all started there, and US being what it is has an impact all over the world. About 10 years ago, I actually wrote a book on this topic, which was the first book-length study about the idea of infotainment. And the book is simply called News as Entertainment. The subtitle is The Rise of Global Infotainment. And what I did in this book is I looked at this phenomena from a more international perspective. Of course, it starts in the US, then it spreads around the world. Even in Western Europe, where the public service tradition is very strong, market forces are increasingly impacting on news agendas. And even in Eastern Europe and former Soviet Union, and even in China, increasingly market-driven decisions are affecting news coverage. And in India, of course, we have had the most extraordinary shift in news, television news particularly, from one state monopoly until 1991 to 400 news channels. And I called it Bollywoodization of news. Of course, India has more than Bollywood. There are all kinds of other cinemas, but essentially the point is that entertainment quotient is actually increasing at the cost of public information. And I define this, the idea of global infotainment as the globalization of a US-style ratings-driven television journalism, which privileges privatized soft news about celebrities, crime, corruption, and violence, and presents it as a form of spectacle at the expense of news about political, civic, and public affairs. Now, you might argue, in case of India, actually, there's too much politics on television news. But is this politics really addressing political issues, or it is just a kind of positioning and shouting matches to basically increase the ratings of news networks? Because just imagine if you have 400 news channels, they're all trying to get the attention of a very diverse and increasingly cynical audience, and therefore there is a tendency to project politics in a manner which actually doesn't explain what is happening in the real world. And this is not something which is happening in India alone. As I said, it's happening around the world. and who benefits from it and who loses out. I want to just go to that in a minute. But before that, a few other points I want to make in relation to the globalization of this, in the sense that although the market logic is dominant, but there also has been a reaction to it. So many countries now have their public broadcaster, which is not operating in the market system. For example, the RT in Russia, CCTV in China, and which are going out of China, their own countries, and trying to project their own news. That's a different discussion for a different lecture. Let me then finalize this lecture with a few reflections on what are the implications when news becomes a commodity. First is to reiterate this point about trivializing of public discourse, a tendency to trivialize, not to say sensationalize, information. Drive to maximize audiences, to keep it at a level which is understood by most people. So by definition, it can't be very detailed. By definition, it can't be, very sophisticated, because you want to reach the maximum audience. And given the way media systems operate today, news organizations are part of bigger conglomerates, which are part of even bigger conglomerates. They have to produce something which works for different platforms, from mobile telephones to laptops and other digital devices. In a system which is essentially dependent on market, advertisers become very important, because they are providing the money on which the media edifice is based. And who are the big advertisers? Big advertisers are either big governments or big corporations. So therefore, news operations have to be very careful not to offend either of these two. What this also means is that critical, controversial, educational programs get left out. There is controversy about things which actually don't matter very much. But more essential critical discourse is not on television news. If you want to find that out, you read a book, you even read a newspaper, it's got more detail. And educational television in a country like India, where we are home to 300 million people who are illiterate in 2016, we have missed this amazing opportunity to use television to educate people. And my final point, and this is actually the crux of the argument of that book I mentioned, News as Entertainment, which is that infotainment works as a very skillful, and I would argue largely successful, diversion to legitimize a particular kind of neoliberal economy. So it has an ideological connotation, that we fill the public space with things that are marginal to public interest, and what is in public interest gets marginalized. And therefore, how the system works is very important to understand. And on that note, I'll stop. Thank you very much. You've been very attentive.